Good morning. Let me tell you what I'm going to do with my place in South Dakota. Cappy has just gotten up. Look at this, 9:36 a.m. Boss, sort of boss, kind of boss. You guys got that kind of boss where he's your friend and he's employed, he runs a company and he hires you every once in a while. Never thought I'd have a boss like that. I thought all bosses I'd have would be sworn enemies, here to screw you. I got that quote good boss, and this is the guy I work security for. Well, something happened where all of a sudden, I get an email notification every time a shift comes up, and my God, he got slammed. Then he contacts me. The old captain's getting older now. It's getting darker with the daylight savings time, of which I still don't know how that works. I've been taking my melatonin pills like the old man that I am, and I'm going to bed before 2, 3 a.m. And I wake up about 8:39, which is very early for Cappy Capland, very early for the Capster. And then at 10:45 p.m., hey, I need you at 11 p.m. from 11 to 7 a.m. shift. I'm like, oh my God. And I feel bad. I feel like this is a very great man. I would say great. I would put him at the thing of great because he helped me out when I needed him with a job many years ago. He's a fair man. This is the guy. I'll tell you right now. Let me hang on. Where is his thing? mngoldbuyer.com. You want to help out a good man? You want to help out a real entrepreneur, a good conservative man? You call 763-657-7843. That's 763-657-7843. If you happen to be in the Twin Cities area and you're a guy that has his shit together and you're not on drugs, he's looking to hire security. You got to be in shape. You got to have a carry conceal permit. It's all armed security. Got my coffee here. He's like, hey, what are you doing? He's like, do you want to work 11 to 7? I'm like, oh, that'd be nothing for old Cappy when he was 18 or 19. Heck, even when he was in his 30s, but I'd already taken my melatonin pills. Sounded like the old fart I am. Oh, but I already took my melatonin pills. Oh. Why does my old man have an Irish accent to it? Oh, I have already taken my melatonin pills. Oh, good heavens mercy. You can't expect a man to go and work security now, can you? And I'm like, dude, can you give me a little bit of heads up so I could sleep in late and take a real sleeping pill, knock me out till noon, and then I'll be up, and then I'll be like, I got nothing going on until 4 a.m. And I can't tell you the shift, but it's one of those, oh my God, these people who hire security, honest to God, I know it's in his best interest, but man, do people do not listen. Like when you go to a doctor, say, Doc, I got a pain in my foot. We're going to send you to the foot doctor, which is a thing. So you go to the foot doctor, and the foot, you thing with the tendon and whatever, this bone, the hypothalamus to the tracheotomy, those two bones, there's something wrong with them. You don't say, I don't believe you, Doc. I need a third opinion. Guy went to medical school. Same thing with security. It's always crisis. Always crisis. Oh my God, we need security. Well, what happened? This bad thing happened. Lord knows what it is. It always ran. Most of security is something went awry in perfect little Swipple white person land. Oh, someone slashed a tire. Oh my God, someone slashed a tire? Really? Well, maybe your employee pissed somebody off. It has nothing to do with you. They just know they work here. We need security. Well, maybe we'll station a guy, or maybe you have that person. Oh, no, we need 7 guards armed 24/7 in all of our facilities. That's a bit much for 1/2. No, you can't put a price on safety. No, I guess you can't. And then that's where Cappy, it's not my business, not my opinion, not my place. We need a guard for 8 hours. And how could I say it? Because I've worked this gig before. They really only need 3. They need 3 hours of security. That's what they need. They need 3. But I don't know, the insurance, some actuary, some number crunching nerd who doesn't work security, never fired a gun in his life, hasn't gotten in a fight. Oh my God, good heavens. You mean there might be people around after 3 a.m.? We need someone there to babysit them. It's procedural. I'll tell you another. This is kind of funny. So occasionally I work. I don't want event security, and I'm not talking concerts or large publicly attended events. Sometimes, yes, but this is not what I'm talking. There's a conference, let's say conference seminar security. Well, it depends on who's attending the conference, right? You think the Crocheters Club International comes to town, and the Fly Fishermen's Association of America comes to town. Well, maybe you don't need security for that. But if it's Hip Hop Hank and his 3 gangbangers, and it's the international rap, well, maybe you might want security for that. Or Hell's Angels and the Motorcycle Gang Club Association of America. Well, maybe you might want security for that. No, doesn't matter. At one of these conference centers, it's the number. If you have 2 or more events occurring at the same time, you gotta have security. That's according to the insurance policy. And so I remember I went there one time. I'm not kidding you guys. I'm not kidding you. We had the American Legion. Okay, these little guys, and then we had not the Red Hat Club. What's the one the gals like to do? The Scrapbookers Club. There's a Scrapbookers convention. So we had all these old fart Korean vets and all these old fart ladies scrapbooking. And I'm here. They were in bed before I even got on duty. They're in bed before I got on duty. And it's just a cemetery. Just sitting there bored out of my freaking mind. Sir, the Scrapbookers ladies would like you to check in on their material. Like, oh yeah, I'm sure there's the Great American Heist is about to be pulled off to grab all their construction paper. I'm gonna get some more coffee. Hang on. Get some more coffee. Hang on, I'm going back. The trick is to drink down your coffee and then use the hot pot to reheat the cool coffee in the cups. You don't have to microwave it again. I'll get to the chat room later. If you guys are leaving super chats, I'll get to that later. It's on the Older Brother podcast, which you can find, olderbrother.com. Check that out. We're firing online. We're on it. Gumi. Point 1, point 2, counterpoint. Have a great conversation. All of a sudden, someone, hey, you got a super chat. Needle right off the record. What about this? They gave it. I'll talk to the people, but you don't have to have the conversation come to a screeching halt just because somebody donated $2. Somebody donates $200, I'll come to a screeching halt. I gotta tell you about my place in South Dakota. I've been watching the news, like I haven't been watching it, but it's like shoved in your face. You log out of Yahoo email. Oh my God, Yahoo Mail. Yahoo's website. I remember I logged out of Yahoo one time, and all of their stories except one was about racism. It's like, fuck you. Just fuck off. Just might as well be People or the Inquirer magazine. It's all gossip. I feel so dirty and filthy for having a Yahoo email account, but I've had it since 1997. One of the first ones to get. Second day that Yahoo offered mail. Signed up for an account. And now when you log out, it immediately goes to their People magazine site. And so I unintentionally see news that I really don't. And it's not news. It's fake news. It's sensationalism. It's the old journalism. Oh my God. I mean, it really was. Woman said racist thing. That was really, I mean, you want to talk about the NPC meme quote. Woman says racist thing. Like, really? In a population of 320 million people, you think someone's going to say something racist? Well, we better go make that front page news. And apparently it is on yahoo.com. And so that unintentional news I consume, I'm like, I can't. And I guys, oh my God. It's like the movie Midnight Run with Robert De Niro, which is I'd have to say, second or third favorite movie of all time. And no, I haven't watched Dr. Strangelove. But he's trying to get this guy back to LA so he can collect his 300,000. No, not 300,000, 100,000. Let me tell you when I'm going to get my 100 grand. Let me tell you what I'm going to do with you when I get my 100 grand. That's why, let me tell you what I'm going to do when I get my place in South Dakota. Like my house right now, it's not going to have any cable. None of you boys should have cable. I should do a video on it. You should have no cable. That's the biggest waste of time and money. And it's going to be a nice enough house, not a big house, but a nice enough house that I'm not going to want to go anywhere. So that's the problem. I've been in the Twin Cities now for 25 years. 25 years. There's not a stone left unturned. In South Dakota, even though I've torn up that place, there's still a lot to do. Oh, there's still so much to do. I could go up towards Faith, South Dakota. Atham, look this up. Faith, South Dakota. That's where they found Sue the dinosaur. There's that entire western 8th. What is that? Not 4th, octave, all the way up to Theodore Roosevelt National Park in Medora, North Dakota. I could go down south into Toadstool Park, into Nebraska. The Badlands formations go almost all the way to the Missouri River. They certainly go into the Rosebud Indian Reservation. So if you get permission from the Indians, you can go hike around out there. There's another 25 years for the old captain to go and explore while his legs will still permit him. There's so much exploring and adventuring to do out there. And the house I'm going to build out there after I sell this house it's not going to be grandiose, but it'll be nice. It'll be nice. It'll be kind of like TJ Martinell's house, because all of you have seen his house, right? There's that reference point. But TJ Martinell has this nice little house up in the Cascadian Mountains. He's got his fireplace that he put in there. He's got like an old little room off to the side. It's necessary. So it's going to be just like that. All I need, except it's not going to be such a shithole. It's not going to be a dump. I'm kidding, TJ. I'm kidding. It's old. It's used. It's definitely used. It's lived in. I think he bought it he did buy it from an old man that unfortunately passed away. Just an old bachelor guy, living up there in the woods. He fished. And TJ got all of his fishing gear too. He got all this stuff that came along with it, all this old stuff nobody wanted. I think he found an old chainsaw too, like an old 1960s chainsaw. But it's going to be my little mountain place. And another further parallel to draw from TJ Martinell, both authors. I'm going to have a room that's going to be secluded. Not going to have any windows. I'm going to have it soundproofed. And so I could do better audio quality when I have here now. And I'm going to write. And I'm going to have a fireplace too. And I'm going to have a view. And it's just going to be my place, removed from the city. Be nice and quiet. I'm just going to want to sit. I'm going to smoke cigars. Watch the sunset. The one thing, now you guys know, I am a minimalist, but I might allow myself one nice thing. Now, the house unto itself, I view as a nice thing. I don't need a lot of nice things, but I do think the old captain is going to splurge. The old captain. If you want, you can throw a couple shekels into the super chats or the Patreon or whatever the hell else I got going on. I think I'm going to get myself a hot tub. I think I'm going to get a jacuzzi. Because there's a patio that will be built. So I have this view, and I'm thinking that'd be really nice. In the waning days of the old Capmeister, I'm going to have a hot tub out there. And then I'm going to smoke cigars. I'm going to watch the sunset. I'm going to look at the city lights. And I'm just going to enjoy it, man. I'm going to freaking enjoy it. I'm going to enjoy the last third of my life. And, The house, I don't want to give too much away. If I could do it affordably so. You guys remember North by Northwest? If anybody knows North by Northwest, look up the Van Dam house. VANDAMM, not Von Dam like Jean-Claude Van Damme. Van Dam. I guess it's the same spelling anyway. But Van Dam house, no E at the end. North by Northwest, look up that house. Ironically, also theoretically in South Dakota, because that's where the final scene, the bad guys were up on top of the Mount Rushmore, which they weren't. And if you look at this house, that house actually never existed. It was just a model, but that's kind of that late 50s, early 60s modern house I want it to look like. And the interior too, I'll tell you this, write this down. Great show. By the way, if you guys are, because modern TV sucks, I'm the sackless ball, white male, fatherly wonder. Okay, wife, you so intelligent. Oh, snap. She said something snappy. Hey, kids, fuck you, dad. Which is pretty much every American sitcom. Oh, look, here comes our gay neighbor guy. Hey. So if you're tired of that shit and you've already binged watch Last Man Standing, you want to watch something that still has a little bit of testosterone, watch Mission Impossible. The old ones. You can find them for free on Amazon. And man, that's a good show. It's not like if you're my age, you remember Knight Rider and A-Team, and you all thought that was like serious. You thought, oh boy, is Michael Knight and Kit going to make it out of this? Oh my God, I don't know. I mean, those are kids shows, but they fooled you into thinking they were adult shows. But Mission Impossible is all ages. Not terribly violent, not crass at all, but man, just a cool, classy, solid show. And what I love the most probably about the whole thing is the fashion. Like this is the late 60s. So the rest of the United States was all doing pot, having hairy vaginas, wearing brown and looking like shit, much like today's hipsters and millennials do today. But for whatever reason, this show kept it classy. Like these guys, man, about a third of the time, they're breaking out the black double-breasted suit and this thin silver tie. And I'm like, oh, man, that's real cool. Look at that. Those guys look sharp, man. That's really neat. And if you don't know anything about Mission Impossible, Tom Cruise turned it into a good movie series, but they're very loosely related. There's not a lot of – it's not like Man from U.N.C.L.E. where that's almost a 95% accurate replication of the original. The original Mission Impossible, it always starts with Dan, the head of the Impossible Missions Force. Dan, if you choose to accept this mission, and the State Department will disavow knowing you. This message will self-destruct in 5 seconds. He throws it in some acid or something like that. And the tape blows up. And then the song plays. And then what's really neat, it's always the same thing. He opens up his Impossible Missions Force briefcase and he pulls out people's dossier. This is before the internet. So it's actual pictures of the actors who are going to be in that episode show. And I like, oh, this is such and such, such and such. And then the credits will roll. Martin Landau is Roland Hand. And he kind of smirks. He'll throw that one in. That's the person I want on my team pile. So he throws it on the team pile. And then he'll go through some no-name pictures of random people. And I'm betting you nuts to bolts. Maybe somebody older than me can tell me this. I'm betting you nuts to bolts is kind of like Easter eggs. Some of the directors or writers put their own faces in there and say, yeah, no, I don't want that guy. That's the director. And then, here's Cinnamon. What's her last name? The actor, the character's name is Cinnamon. Her actress's name is Barbara Bain. She's a classy gal. They always need a mole. They always need a woman. They always need a sly, clever woman to get the bad guys, because bad guys are suckers for a good-looking broad. And he smirks and he throws her on the pile. And then there's Barney Collier. He's like the not the weapons expert, but the technology expert. Sometimes he's in there. And then there's a big rip guy who, in the real world, was an Olympic weightlifter, Peter Lupus. And so sometimes, and not all of them are all in the same mission. Depends who was available to act. And then they got the mission. And then now the place they're in, where the Impossible Missions Force is headquartered, it's this schwank 1950s, late 50s, early 60s lounge. Like this 3/4 curved couch. Just this really neat design, same interior design as the bad guys at North by Northwest at the Von Damme house. And I've been taking notes. I'm like, that's what I want my house to look like. I want my house to look like that. And And not only because I like the style, but it does harken back to my kid days. My grandpa, he was a mortician, and he had an office. Now, it was a small office, but even though it was the 70s by that time, he still kept that classy late 50s, early 60s corporate executive type of style. I mean, it wasn't a corporate executive, but the desk was like that, the silver pens, quasi minimalist, but still sharp, just sharp. That's the verb or the adjective or descriptive noun, whatever. It was just sharp. And that's what I want my house to look like. I want it to look like that Mission Impossible, James Bond villain lair hangout, where you walk in and there's you're like, God, I've never drank scotch before in my life, but I feel like I should order a scotch. And I'd be right there. Oh, hello. Welcome to Clarey Estates. Would you like a scotch? And then I have a black briefcase and I just randomly go through people's pictures. And there'd be no mission. I just like, play the song in the background. And I'm like, yes, this person will go hiking with me. No, I don't want that person to go hiking. Yes, this person will go hiking with me. Oh, that's going to be the house. That'll be the house. It's the interior of the house. And there's a bedroom in there. I really don't care about the bedroom. I don't. What? Is there a bed in it? I'm gonna be unconscious. What do I care is in it? The girlfriend's all like, why would I do? You choose your bells. You can design the bedroom however you want. I'm never conscious when I'm in it anyway. And yes, we are getting a walk-in closet for all your freaking shoes and outfits. You're gonna take that's all there. Lived in a submarine long enough here. Yeah, I don't really care too much about the bedroom. Bathroom, I think I'm gonna care a little bit about. I want a jacuzzi bath, they got the baths with the rockets in there. And then the shower is going to have two shower heads. Let me tell you why. Because all women, let's take a shower together. You're like, yeah, that's a good idea until you realize you got this, this cramped bachelor stall. And then it's a fight on who's going to get the water. It can freeze, especially in cold Minnesota winters, which I don't do anymore, but cold Minnesota falls. In the basement, it's freezing, it's cold. Oh, get in that shower. Well, then the woman hogs all the water. And you got to share it. No, separate shower heads with separate temperature controls. I want all my water hot as hell on me. Not sharing it with this tall Norwegian goddess. Get your own damn water. All mine, all my water. And then, I don't know, beyond that, I know I want a fireplace in there. Maybe a wood-burning stove. And then a couple extra rooms. That's the problem is I got to build up a house probably a little bit bigger than what I need. Oh, yeah, that's not, no, it isn't. But now hear me out here, guys. The Sturgis rally comes by, and holy crap, can you rent out your property for a lot of money? They'll rent out just campgrounds, just plots of land for people to camp on. Hundreds of dollars a week. I get a nice place like this and I'm there, making sure, there's not too rowdy or anything like that. I can easily pay my property taxes with what I rented out for the Sturgis rally. Be plenty of room. Got some acreage. Not a lot, not a huge piece of land, but enough. I'm gonna put that over there. But if I had a couple extra rooms, building, throwing the extra money, look, we're gonna put down the imprint. We're gonna put down the footprint of the house. We might as well, make it while we're here. Maybe 2 bedroom, 3 bath. No, 2 bathroom, 3 bedroom. That'd be about right. And that's gonna be my place. That'll be my place. Fly out. 50-minute flight from Minneapolis to Rapid City. Just sit there. Where you go? I'm gonna go to my house. What are you gonna do? I'm gonna sit in it. I'm going to sit in my awesome house. You're going to go hiking? Yeah, I'll probably go hiking too. Oh, there'll be adventuring. But unlike here, after being here for 25 years, you're like, what do you want to do? Nothing. There's absolutely nothing new. Well, do you want to go somewhere and do what? Do what exactly? Hit every place to hit in this godforsaken town. Well, you can't stay home. No, I can't, but I can't go out. The indecision. Oh, they say make a man miserable, give him options. Make a man miserable, even more miserable, give him no options. That's why I'm doing the podcast. How you guys doing? This is the Clarey Podcast. If you're listening, comment, like, and subscribe. Don't comment. If you would subscribe, I'd appreciate it very much. If you'd like the video, I'd also appreciate that very much. To this day, I still don't know how that affects the algorithms. I know it affects it positively. But I'm just going through the fan mail. Spitting out the fan mail. Hi, Aaron. You spent a great deal of time telling your fans why you shouldn't work in SV. As a Cappy, I wanted to add to this. What's SV? I wanted to add to this, relaying my experience 2 days ago. Oh, Silicon Valley. Okay, this is a guy from, he wanted to convey this. A young man writes, I won't mention the name, but he did want to help you guys. In my day, the big thing was to work in Wall Street because they had movies, and that's what people said. Oh, you make a lot of money working on Wall Street. Now it's Silicon Valley. That's where the dupes go. We have this technology. You can do anything from around the world. Really? Yes, except work. You have to be physically located here to work. But you just said, yes, I know what we said, but we need you to, this really, really cramped peninsula-like place with a valley and only 1 or 2 main roads going out, where it's going to just consume at least a quarter of your free waking lives every day, and it's going to torture you and punish you and drive you to an early grave. Yes, we've set our corporations up there. I don't care how you get there, but you have to, hey, we're paying you 6 figs. We're paying you 6 figs. Don't you want to go where all the cool California kids are? With we could all be Californian girls. Yeah, but we don't have any girls in Silicon Valley because even though we've said we're going to hire girls and we appreciate diversity in vagina, we apparently, could you believe this? There seems to be a shortage of women who majored in STEM. But don't worry, JC. We'll find you some girls right here. Look, here's Tina. Look at her. She's got 1 nostril at least. She's got her degree in engineering. Oh, yeah, she's quite a fetch. Hi, Aaron, who spent a great deal of time telling your fans why they should not work at Silicon Valley. As a Cappy, I wanted to add to this, relaying my experience a couple days ago interviewing at Google in the Bay Area. Feel free to share this with other clients if it's helpful. The Google interview, 5 hours of getting grilled to write programs at a fucking whiteboard with no pee breaks, with a mixture of Napoleon Dynamite clones and guys with horrible English whose last name either end with Chang or Singh. Dude, I can see the picture already. I could see it already. It just sounds like hell. It just sounds like hell. They know they got you because they're Google. This is the hot chick. Well, if you don't do my homework, then I'm not sleeping with you. It just sounds like that. It just sounds like these nerds finally had their day in the sun, and now they're going to wreak their power over other people's. The work involves pushing buttons on a computer for a duration of 10 to 14 hours per day, according to these individuals, not counting the 1 hour commute both ways. Yes. Guys, you don't have to go to a nuclear blast site to know that it sucks. You don't have to go to shark-infested waters that are with bloodied human corpse and remains. Say, hey, maybe I could not go swim there. You don't have to take off a fat woman's panties to know it stinks. Okay? Just saying. I don't disdain it for being, quite honestly, all things considered, a solid job with good pay. But on the other hand, I don't see why people destroy their lives trying to get a job here by cramming their fucking whiteboard problems for months. I am going to be writing a book and a piece down the road. No doubt people who work at Google are super incredibly intelligent. No doubt a lot. I mean, you want to talk about the highest, probably in the world, maybe aside from NASA, if you want to talk about the highest density of Mensa quality people, no doubt in Google. But the human brain, for some reason, has this emotional component. Who knew humans have this emotional psychology to them? And smart or dumb, be they yellow, black, or white, they're children in his sight. Jesus loves the little children of the world. Zig Heil. Anyway, it doesn't matter who you are, how intelligent or dumb you are. This vanity, this materialism, this prestige, this status seems to infect every human mind. And that is exactly what Google is playing off. That's exactly what Wall Street played off of. Exactly what communists play off of. The world of academia. I had a client, Asshole Consulting, by the way. If you got questions, go there. Cappy will take care of you for a fee. He was arguing with his whatever philosophy teacher. Well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the class is. It's Marxist studies. And he was asking the teacher, like, she was advocating communism. He's like, well, then if there's no money, why would we work? She says, for prestige. Bullshit. I don't want prestige. I want money. I need a sandwich. I can't eat prestige. But now these kids effectively have a basic guaranteed income. That's what it is. It's prestige. So, you're at Google. Ha-ha. And how much you want to bet these sheep in this regard, brilliant in one hand, sheep in another, they think they're the underdogs. Meanwhile, they're working at this elite club. You know, they get pissed off that Augusta won't have women on their team, but or allow women to golf, or there's like some fraternity or, you know, whatever, some kind of elite club. What do they think Google is? What do you think they're doing? They're doing the exact same thing. And they can sell it to you dupes. I mean, I did the math. You're really only making, you account for taxes, lost labor, lost free time. You're only making around $30,000, $35,000 adjusted for all the things in this stuff. Oh, yes, I know you get Google on your resume, but Google is rapidly becoming, that Silicon Valley area in general is rapidly becoming like the Big Four. You're not going there to make money. You're going there to have it on your resume so you could go off in industry later on and make some big bucks as you get older. I don't see why people are destroying their lives trying to get a job here by cramming their fucking whiteboard problems for months. The recruiter literally expected me to study for this particular job for 3 months straight. You know what I could do in 3 months? I could start a bunch of companies. I could write a bunch of books, and I could, if I wrote a good quality enough book in 3 months, if you're that smart, you guys could write apps. You could come up with your own entrepreneurial idea. I mean, it's not that you could compensate yourself as much as Google, but you'll have a lot more freedom. In some, much like every other tech company that ever existed, Google is a collection of buildings full of guys pushing buttons on computers. You got it. You got it, kid. Also, everyone there seemed really edgy, far more so than any other large company I've worked or interviewed at. Yeah, you know what would be interesting? I think I will save this one. I wonder if Google will become such a psychological stress bubble, Silicon Valley in general, that it'll be like those Chinese workers who are going to put trampolines out so they don't kill themselves. Not that it'd come to that, but I think you'll burn out and go away. But hey, you know what? You Google people, you know it all. You know it all. I get a kick out every once in a while, put together a finance video on Asshole Consulting. So, why do you like not finance? Why do you major in economics? Why do you like economics? And I go through it. And normally there's one, dude, you just couldn't make it. You couldn't hack it. I make 6 figs a day. I live in Lower Manhattan. I'm like, you make what? Low 6 figs, and you live in Lower. So congratulations, you make $40,000 a year in purchasing power. You can't leave. You don't have a car. You don't have weekends off. Your idea of a good time is blasting away your liver, paying $12 for a drink. It's a form of brainwashing, and they got it. Google successfully got it. They successfully got it. Aaron, quick update. It's been about a year since I hired you. At that time, I had just paid off all my credit card debt, $33,000 in about a year. That's good. That's really. I was down to nearly zero in savings with a $1,000 emergency fund. Well, that's better than, I think, 60% of the American population. Since then, saved $30,000 in cash, was $1,000 last year. Net worth up to $762,000 from $525,000, mostly due to house appreciation. All right, well, that's not you. Still zero debt, 18% raise at work. I'll probably continue to stockpile cash for another year or two, then buy something. Thanks again, Lars. Well, thank you, Lars. I appreciate that. Glad to see that worked out. I just wanted to point out the 1,000% rate of return guarantee from Asshole Consulting. You will make or save 1,000% of what you spend. Aaron, what should I invest in? I don't know. Asshole Consulting. Why don't you consult me over at Asshole Consulting? Even if it is just like a financial checkup, you know, it's worth the $35 video or $25 email private, depending on length and all. It could be 50. Back in 0 years old, I was born. Then at 1, I shat my pants. And then, okay, that's going to be a $500 consultation fee if we're going to go that long. But I'm not caring. I will give you the 1,000% rate of return guarantee. Because for $35, and I stop you from making some dumbass mistake. I can't even say dumbass. My listening audience knows the dumbass mistakes to avoid. But you know, there's something to consider, like investing, or I can't specifically tell you what to invest in, but I can look and say, oh man, you got to knock that out. Don't do this, do that. Get the financial market to work for you. Oh, I printed this off twice. All right, that was throw that away. There, it goes into the junk pile. Scott writes, thank you for writing Curse of the High IQ. I've identified with it so much that I will be passing my copy to my 17-year-old son who is about to enter a structural engineering and architecture program next fall. No, he's not going into architecture. No, we're going to stop right there. You are not going into architecture. You have to get your doctorate. You have to get a license. I would say he goes, if structural engineering, you mean civil engineering, yes, but you will not be going into architecture. No. Like management, if the word architecture is in it, it is a bad degree. Very bad. If his goal is to become an architect, tell him, too bad, that's a goal that is not attainable, and it does not pay. My best friend is an architect. I don't think he's ever made more than $50,000 a year working as an architect. And he never got to do what he wanted. As an architect, you don't build what you want. Right? You got to do that on your own. That's what you do if you want to become Frank Lloyd Wright, you got to really have a hard on for 90-degree angles, squares and rectangles, and brown, shades of brown. And you put together, and people who have no taste in art, oh my God, it's a Frank Lloyd Wright building. Did you go to the Frank Lloyd Wright building? I went to the Frank Lloyd Wright. It was beautiful. It's a bunch of fucking 90-degree angles and squares. That's it. That's all Frank Lloyd Wright is. Don't tell me that's brilliant. Did you hear the Frank Lloyd Wright building sold for $60 million? I did it? What fool bought that? Did you go to Chicago and look at all the Frank Lloyd Wright inspired buildings? Yes, the squares. I saw the squares. Plenty of 90-degree angles. Mud huts in Duca Duca land have more architectural creativity than Frank Lloyd Wright. I'd like to see you do so. Hang on, let me go get some construction paper and a protractor, and I'll make you some Frank Lloyd. I'll make you some mean Frank Lloyd Wright looking buildings. What's that? It's a triangle. No, I can't believe it. It's genius. What's a triangle? I don't know. Oh my goodness. You're like a super Frank Lloyd Wright man. Look at this. What is that? It's called a circle. No, it can't be. It's alien technology. I go a couple rounds with my architecture buddy. Once every 2 years, we get into I'm like, how is it? Alan Quayle, you do not understand. No, I don't understand. I really don't understand. Why is that? The combination of shadow and 90-degree angle, Mr. Quayle. It's like, no. The shadows move, Con. They move. Depending on the season. Unless he's like lining it up with the equinox and the other epigenetic aligning of the stars. I don't see how this is a thing. You're so close-minded, Mr. Cole. You typical Republican. I'll save you the backstory of how my life could have been better in favor of thanking you for providing a medium in which to reach my children and understanding myself better. Yeah, no problem, man. High IQ is a curse. It is a curse. All you people out there listening right now, all 61 of you, should go buy the book and read it so that the remainder of your life, again, 1,000% rate of return guarantee. You go buy it and say, dude, that made my life 10 times better than what I read it. Kind words are nice to show support of someone's work. I prefer a different method. I just purchased Worthless and Poor Rich's Retirement. Oh, awesome. Thank you very much. Scott, thank you very much. I'll put that in the box of mementos. you have fan mail like this? I bet you don't. I bet you my box of mementos is more filled with fan mail than yours. Oh, let's get some sponsors out of the way. Ridge Wallet, ridgewallet.com. New sponsor. You know what? Before, let me get more coffee. Let me get some coffee. Coffee's gone cold. Been out the microwave. Not too cold. I'm listening to the Odd Couple, folks. I mean, that's what I should do is binge on a bunch of old 60s TV shows, early 60s. Never liked the Brady Bunch. Oh, the Brady Bunch was horrible. Just horrible, that nasty 60s commercials. I didn't even know what hairy vaginas were when I was a kid in the 70s, but you kind of knew just based on like, hey, you know how bad we look on the outside with brown and orange plaid? Just imagine what our armpits and hoo-has look like. Oh, good coffee. Good coffee. With my, I might as well give it an invisiblehandfashion.com. These guys haven't sponsored me in a bit, but I'm very bad with my sponsors. So it's good. I got a nice coffee mug from invisiblehandfashion.com. You guys want to check that out. Our other sponsors here. Ridge Wallet. This guy has hustle, which is like Alexi over at Academic Composition. This guy had hustle. Hey, Cappy, buddy of mine recommended, contact you, blah, blah, blah. What does it cost? $50. Within 3 minutes. Cool, done. I'm like, all right, he paid. What do you need me to tell you? Just link to it. It's really cool. It's really cool. Take a look at his website, ridgewallet.com. It's RFID proof, meaning people can't come up to your ass with a scanner and get your, and they could do that now. They just got like this. It's like what do they call it? A ripper? Your credit card magnetic strip can be scanned separately. So it could just scan it and then they got your credit card number. The wallets now of any worth, if they're worth their weight, have a little, I don't know, metal stuff in it so people can't scan it no more. The bad timing is I just bought myself a new wallet and now he's sending me one in the mail and they look sharp. They look cool. They look like they belong in my South Dakota mini James Bond villain house. That's how cool they look. And so I did want to give him a shout out, not least of all because he paid me, but I'm actually looking forward. I don't really look forward to gifts anymore because I pretty much have everything I want. Wish I was more materialistic. My jacuzzi. Couldn't get my jacuzzi. But kind of looking forward to getting that wallet in the mail because I'm like, well, that does look sharp. We have different ways you could donate to the show if you'd like. The quickest, easiest way, instead of trying to remember them all, just go to olderbrother.com/donate. And there's 3 main ways you can help out with the Clarey Podcast guy that cost you money. Otherwise, just honest to God, just sharing and spread. If you're on Facebook today, forward this to people. That's the best way to. I really appreciate that. But otherwise, if you feel compelled to give me money, we have a Patreon account. Patreon.com/Aaron Clarey. You get nothing in return for that. If I get more, I'm trying to hire pinup models to put a little bit of cute cheesecake on the Patreon, but that is just becoming difficult. So don't expect anything from there. Just if you want to throw money my way, you can. If you like Patreon, cool. There you go. There's also a PayPal link up there at olderbrother.com/donate. That is cheaper. You could just donate. You don't need a PayPal account. I don't have a PayPal. You don't need it. There should be a credit card option there. Oh my God, Chris Beckloff. I'm going to kill him. I'm going to kill him. He's like this younger brother who doesn't fucking listen. They demonetized this, and I don't know how else to get money. Say, Chris, there's other options. Oh my God, how do I monetize? I'm not helping him. I'm not helping. Oh, Aaron, you should know. No, he's gonna pay. He's gonna pay because then he might actually do it. He might actually listen. Nobody listens. Nobody listens. Nobody loves Clarey. Nobody. It's no different than talking to a little teenager. Hey, you really ought to consider that. Although a lot of them are girls. All right, fine. Screw you. Have a hellish 20 years. You'll come back. You'll figure it out. Actually, 20 years, you'll deduce everything I figured out, so you won't need it. But you could conveniently consume it here in one of these books and just listening to me. Anyway, PayPal. There is a way to make a donate button. Or not a donate button. There is a way to pay by credit card. So you got that there. Then what else? Oh, and then the best way is my Amazon affiliate program. All right, guys, look, I know you're all going to buy stuff online. Here's what I'm asking. This is what I really want. Okay, the other two are sure if you want to throw money at it. You don't get anything. You're going to buy, imagine all the crap you're going to buy online through Amazon from here until you're dead. All right. If you really want to help out the show, why not just give me 6 to 7% of that? Now, you're not giving me anything, because Amazon pays a 6 to 7% commission if you go through my Amazon affiliate program. You don't have to sign up through the program. It's just the link. You click on this link, it goes to Amazon. It has a bunch of code in it. It says, oh, this came from Cappy's site. And then anything you buy, I get a 6 to 7% cut because I'm driving traffic to Amazon's site. So you don't pay anything extra. The real thing is if you get into the habit of doing that. And there's two enemies I got in this regard. One, well, I got the Amazon app on my phone. Fuck your Amazon app on the phone. Nobody makes money that way. Inconvenience yourself. Go through the pain and agony of while you're on your computer. In my day, we used computers. Now you kids with your phone. I can do everything from my phone. Knock it off. Go through your computer. The app doesn't allow you to. Go through your computer. You could go to olderbrother.com/donate. Click on the Amazon logo that's there, or you go to cappycapitalism.blogspot.com. Click on the Amazon banner that's in the right sidebar. It's got a little shopping cart. I don't see it. It's there. You just didn't look. You click on it, takes you right to Amazon. Buy. You don't have to even log in beforehand. You just click on it, then you log in. You can log in, then you click on it. Doesn't matter. Just go there. And then everything you buy. And if you buy, and the other thing, people think that you got to have an account. You don't have to have an account. You just click on it. That's it. You got to have an account to inevitably buy it, but you don't sign up through my affiliate program. There's no additional login. You got to log in anyway through your Amazon account. That's it. Now, if you get into the habit of not going straight to Amazon.com or going through your phone, and I had a guy, Chad Elkins, that rat bastard. Hey, I got a new microphone. Did you go for my Amazon affiliate program? Crickets chirping. Just crickets chirping. You could see him. You could not only, because he lives in Chicago, I'm in Minneapolis. Not only could you hear the shame, you could smell and feel it from 500 miles away. You could just see him have shame. You can smell everything. You could read his shame. Did you buy it through my Amazon affiliate program? Dead silence. I had someone buy stuff for their house. They're building their house. Well, had I known that, I'd spent $14,000 on sheetrock. I'm like, $14,000, 7% of $14,000 is like $700, $800. I don't know. Yeah, it is. Why would I want that? So please go through that. What else we got? Academiccomposition.com. Is it not final season yet? That's coming up. But if you're in college, you don't want to write your homework papers no more because, well, why would you? I got to wonder what percentage of the papers you write, what percent of your hours in college are actually spent working on your degree? Because for me, it was like a third, maybe a quarter. And I will never forgive big education for it. I don't care that at the Carlson School of Management that there are no original teachers there that were there when I was there 20 years ago. I don't care that it may have changed. I want my blood. I'm going, and it's probably even gotten worse. You poor kids got to go on to these pointless colleges, take these pointless classes. There is no more morality. They're only make you take these classes so they can make more money on you. So there's no education value to be had there. It's just a money-making operation. God almighty, just pay someone to write your papers you don't want to. If you have the money. If you have the money. academiccomposition.com. Alex is also hiring marketers if you're looking for a job to market his services. And he's also looking for writers. So if you're really good at writing leftist, Marxist bullshit, go work for Alex. Look, millions of kids every day need pointless papers written on Marxist ideology and why white men suck and why people who have peni suck and need to be exterminated or thrown in jails or taxed heavily. So if you can write anti-peni and anti-white propaganda while bowing at the altar of Marx, go work for Alex. I should ask him what percent of his papers are Marxist drivel. I'd be really good because you can't do it if you're an engineer. Like, there's no point doing accounting or engineering class because there's none of these Marxist papers. But I've got curious what percent of his papers are all just BS. The Great Emu War. Find that on Amazon.com. That's a story about how the Australian government went to war against an invasive species, the emu, large ostrich-like bird, and lost. You find that on Amazon.com. And the author himself, he has a website called thequintessentialist.blogspot.com, the-quintessentialist.blogspot.com. Check him out. Also, check out orionscoldfire.com. You can find him at that website. He writes and does posts and all that other good stuff. But then he also does some photography. That's why I like it. So take a break from politics. Go to Orion's Cold Fire and just look at his pictures. Speaking of rat bastards who did not give Aaron his cut through his Amazon affiliate program, Chad Elkins and his old man have 2 books out this year. The Standard and Annual Comprehensive Tax Guide of 2019. You can find that online by searching Elkins Comprehensive Tax Guide 2019. And then because of the changes in the tax law due to Donald Trump, we have the Elkins Guide, Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. Very exciting reading. Here's what you do. You don't even buy it for the tax value. No. The real value that comes with buying any one of the Elkins guides is you buy it and you go to a nightclub. Like when I was younger, I had a buddy who was older than me, who coincidentally is still older than me now. And he would go to the baby boomer meat market bars. And all these guys would throw their keychains up on because the pockets wouldn't work, obviously. So you got to think about how dumb and douchebaggery this is. They would throw, at the age of 55, their keychains up on the bar with the Mercedes or the BMW or the whatever logo facing up, the Porsche logo. And then women, because they're strong, independent women, don't need no man fish bicycle trademark. They would go, oh, he has money. His face looks like it got ran over by a train, but he's got money, or so he lets you think he does, because that car's leased, and you women don't know the difference between debt and equity spending. So what the fuck? And that's what you got to do with the Chad Elkins Tax Guide. You go buy the Chad Elkins Tax Guide, and these these pussies are throwing up their keychains for Ferraris and Mercedes and whatever. You lay that tax guide down, that's going to turn the ladies. Ladies with their gray-haired hoo-has are going to look and say, oh my goodness, he's reading the Chad Elkins Comprehensive Tax Guide. I'll go home and sleep with him. That's the real point and purpose of the tax guide. And then there's these other books that I wrote that who the hell want. Reconnaissance Man. All you boys out there and girls. But I'm kind of tired of trying to sell to women because women don't want to buy anything but lies. Get yourself Reconnaissance Man. If you're a younger man, meaning you're still in high school, that's the best time to read it. If you're in college and you don't know what you're really going to be majoring in, get Reconnaissance Man. If you're out of college and you realize, oh crap, I've been lied to and my degree is worthless, get Reconnaissance Man. You have to do reconnaissance in life to figure out where you want to go first. Don't let your teachers and guidance counselors say, I like working with children. I'm going to go become an education major. No. Go and travel the United States, at least the United States. See what's out there. And if you're a young man and people think, oh, is it for teen? No. If you don't know where you want to go next, get Reconnaissance Man. This is the roadmap to life. Bachelor Pad Economics is a financial map to life. Reconnaissance Man is the road map to life. You want another map? Here's another map. Black man's got out of poverty. Now, if you didn't know from the title, it may be a little bit confusing. Let me tell you who this book is for. It is for a gentleman, man, who happen to be of the African-American persuasion. Because only pussies say 7 syllables when one will suffice, meaning you have to be black. We don't have to be. Anyone can read this book, but it's designed for men who happen to be black. You're in poverty, and here's the kicker, here's the trick. You want to get out of poverty. So it is the roadmap for black gentlemen who are in poverty and wish to get out. And I'll tell you this right now, and funny set aside, guarantee you this book will do more to help you than all of the Democrat and all the government programs have ever done to help, quote, help black men in poverty in the past 60 years. If you don't believe me, look how you're still poor. Hey, all this shit the government does. And Detroit is still a shithole. Baltimore, shithole. Who's dead last? Well, technically, American Indians are dead last when it comes to income. But a very close second to dead last place is black males. I do think life expectancy too. I think black men are dead last. So not only for poverty's sakes, but if you'd like to not die early, please get that book. And if you haven't figured out by the tone of this podcast, we don't care about feelings. We care about you. If you want your feelings all namby-pamby and felt, well, you go talk to Hillary Clinton or Barack Obama or Nancy Pelosi or the Democrat Party, and they'll make you feel good. Oh, you'll still be poor. You'll still be poor as hell, but you'll feel good. And, that seems to be more important to everybody nowadays. Bachelor Pad Economics, that's for everybody. It is written for men, but women can benefit from it too, because I don't know if women believe this or not, but the laws of finance and economics still apply to you. I probably will be coming out with a Bachelorette Pad Economics one of these days, although it's kind of hard to. They just want to be lied to. They just want lies. No girl's going to buy a Bachelorette Pad. I mean, some women will. And what women here are listening already, you're already smart enough to know, you probably did read it. Like, oh, yeah, this is the same thing. And, Aaron, what would a Bachelorette Pad Economics look like? Well, it'd be like Bachelor Pad Economics. I wouldn't even write a full book. I say, first, go read Bachelor Pad Economics. This is an addendum, and I'll address a handful of things. It'd only be essay length, much like my past couple of books have been. It'd only be essay length to tweak and tailor it to women. And I put a pink cover on it, and there'd be unicorns and flowers and a Mediterranean-looking guy with a glass of Moscato, and his name would be Esteban, and he'd have tufts of chest hair and a white shirt, and women, and I don't know. Maybe I could write. Think about this, guys. How would this work? I shouldn't even tell the idea because it might just work. It's so stupid. It might work. What if I wrote a Harlequin romance novel that structurally underneath was a personal financial help book, like a financial self-help book? It'd be personal financial management, but it would be woven into a tawdry, passionate 50 Shades of Grey. And then he ripped her bodice off, and before he thrust his penis inside of her, he said, "Hey, did you donate to your IRA? Because I don't have sex with women until..." And thus the financial domination began. I can't have sex with you and make you come 7 times tonight without knowing that you have a fully funded 401k. What do you mean you didn't take advantage of the thrift savings program? I thought you were in the military. Student loan debt? I won't sleep with you until you have that all paid off, said Thaddeus. Amy felt ashamed of her women's studies degree, but Thaddeus's cock was so awesome she just had to pay off her student loans. That's all right, Thaddeus. I'll pay off my student loans for you. I'll do anything. I'll even work as a gasp barista. Thaddeus looked at her with one brow raised as, you better, because I didn't buy those whips and chains for nothing. And I'd hate to use it on the civil engineering major I'm about to go out with, who I know for sure has no student loan. No, Thaddeus, anything. I'll do anything for you. I'll even work a gasp real job. Good. Grow your hair out. Get rid of those stupid ear gauges. I have a surgeon who will sew that loopy ass shit back up. Maybe you'll become fuckable someday, Thaddeus said. But first, we're going to talk to my friend. You know what? Oh, here's another one we can do. Get this. All right. Get this. Not his girl Friday. That was a Jerry, not Jerry Lewis. Jimmy Stewart. Not bringing up baby. What was it? It was Miss Congeniality. Miss Congeniality was a remake of this movie. The movie had Audrey Hepburn in it. Why can't I? They take this Slavic woman who has raw potential, and it turns into this classy, refined one. What the hell was it? My Fair Lady. My Fair Lady. We could do that, except it would be taking the Slavic, crappy, mass-produced, literally in the tens of millions. I'd say there's almost 75 million American women like this, where they're just 15 to 20 pounds overweight, short hair, no makeup, not sexy at all. And their finances are just a wreck. And then some financier, some brilliant personal financial manager comes in and he converts her into My Fair Financial Lady, where he pays off all her student loans. She gets rid of her credit card debt. She gives up there's so many of these cars. They're not fancy cars, but they're not crappy cars. But because they're new, women think they're great. Like a Santa Fe. What is it? A Nissan Santa Fe or a Nissan Durango, where it's like this fancy SUV. And girls get it. It's a new one. Like, he says, no. You're getting rid of that. You're going to get yourself a used Kia. And he just converts her from this just common, and I mean that in an insulting sense. Not that any women are listening right now. I mean that in a truly, you are so common. You're also a hypocrite because you think you're so independent-minded, being like the remaining 75 million liberal arts majoring women with student loan problems and student debts, and you all leftists, you're all Hillary supporters, and you've all never had an independent thought, but you all think you have. I regurgitated what my professors told me to. Repeat after me. I'm a smart, independent woman. I'm a smart, independent woman. There, now go out and be independent. I need more government money. Somebody bail me out. I am smart, independent woman. So we take that, and then he turns her into a financially literate woman with no debt and a financial future. But Thaddeus, how will I thank you? It's all right. You not collecting tax money is thanks. You not voting socialism is thanks enough. Where are you going? I'm going to Monaco. I'm not paying your fucking taxes here no more. I'm leaving. But I was told to vote leftist, not all you members. No. Don't worry, Amy. See that guy over there? Yeah, the guy with the groomed beard and the noodly arms. There's millions of them there for you. No, don't leave me, Thaddeus. I don't want to date a millennial soy boy. That'd have a tragic ending, wouldn't it? She'd be crying. Frankly, dear, I don't give a damn. See, we got it all. We got My Fair Lady, Miss Congeniality, 50 Shades of Grey, and then Gone with the Wind. We got them all there. Then Thaddeus, he builds her up only to crush her later for her to realize she's a producer and no longer a parasite. And it's like the Matrix. Yeah, we got a little bit of Matrix in there too. He feeds her the red pill. She read My Fair Lady's up financially and physically. And then, he did that just to be mean and evil to her. And then he's like, well, I'm off to the Caymans. Where are you going? I'm going to the Caymans. You know what tax rates are. And I'm leaving this to you. Goodbye, Amy. No, we need something more than one. We need a 3-syllable word. Jessica. Goodbye, Jessica. I will no longer see you. No, don't go. I don't want to pay taxes. Why? Never saw Gone with the Wind. Frankly, dear, what will I do without you? Frankly, dear, I don't give a damn. All right. Boy, that was all out of bachelor pad economics, huh? Worthless. Young person's indispensable guide to choosing the right major. Go buy it now if you haven't read it and you're kicking. If you don't know what to major in college, you don't know what to do after high school, you're in college and you're not sure about your degree, go and get the book Worthless. Enjoy the Decline. Hey, are you pissed off that the Latinos are all coming up here in their little caravan to purposely go and interrupt our midterm elections? And that's exactly what it was. Aren't you happy you have Trump? Imagine if it was Hillary. Oh, Hillary would have spread the legs of the United States to expose our vagina so that we could have all of Latin America come in and inseminate it. She would have been masturbating in the Oval Office because that would have been so exciting. My God, that Trump was so insane. We got him. All of his faults. We're sending the military. Hillary would have sent a welcoming committee and some virgins, sacrificial virgins for him. Anyway, if you don't like the way the country is going, get the book Enjoy the Decline. Anytime you read something in the news, you put you in a bad mood and you can't just wait but to imagine and dream what it's like to go to your place in South Dakota, get the book Enjoy the Decline. The Great One himself, sinlibsoch.com, the Great One himself, God, he had a very dark day. I didn't text him. I'm like, hey, Great One, maybe you should read Enjoy the Decline again, not get pissed off, not get upset. He's lucky. He's older than me. He's closer to death than I am. So guys, all we got to do is last another 30 years. The lights just got to stay on another 30 years and we're done. We're done. We're over. Can pass away. The real trick is like, if I have any assets left over, I'm going to have to kind of get rid of them because I don't want anything going to the United States. Unless the United States were just to turn around like, you know what, we're getting back to 1950s nuclear family, June and Ward Cleaver type. We're going to defend America. Yes, we're going to defend European and Western nation culture. You don't have to be genetically of that lineage, but you have to appreciate it. Until I see that, I'm like, nah, my money's going to Poland or Russia or some other place. It's not going here no more. It's not going to the future Brazil. We got Curse of the High IQ. Everybody listening should be getting that. How many people are listening right now? 69. There should be 70 sales now of Curse of the High IQ because a lot of you do not realize how having a high IQ hurts you, and it helps to eliminate that hurt or lessen the pain. Oh, God. Just yesterday. Scooby-Dooby, I'm not gay. I hung out with my nieces and we went and play. I did hang out with my nieces yesterday, but the traveling during non-rush hour peaks and just looking at lines, and we don't even live in Silicon Valley, and just all the stupid people, the amount of stupid is increasing, and you pay a toll, my fine, good, intelligent friends. You do pay a toll. Dealing with stupid people, I got a post coming up. The role stupid people play in society. I think it's going to be a brilliant piece. I won't know until I write it, but I think it's going to be a brilliant piece. But I sat and outlined it and contemplated it because I'm just running into so many damn stupid people. And they're increasing in numbers, not just population density, but the percentage of the population that is stupid. Oh, my God. I'm afraid with Gen Z, after looking what came off the assembly line with the feces called the millennial generation, I can't imagine what Gen Z is going to be like. I mean, it was a solid turd that millennials were. Now what? We're going to have soupy diarrhea with Gen Z. I mean, how much worse can it get? Yes, there are more and more stupid people coming online. IQ is going down. And for those of you with a high IQ, that means it's going to be worse for you. Please read the book Curse of the High IQ so you know how to at least ameliorate. You should know what that word means with high IQ. Lessen the pain and agony of dealing with stupid people. And then we have Poor Richard's Retirement. If you do not have anything saved up for retirement, may I recommend Poor Richard's Retirement? That's a good book. And it's also philosophical. A lot of people, is this just another, early retirement extreme? There are elements of it. There is a mathematical element of it there. But it's more, the subtitle, if there was one, aside for Retirement for Everyday Americans, is how to eliminate your psychological addiction to materialism, which makes things a lot easier to retire on the cheap. That would be it. So if you, let's say you're a young man, which most of you are, and you guys still want to buy yourself a fancy car, like you still have that urge to get a fancy car, This book gets rid of that urge. You want to go nightclub and you want to get fancy stuff. You want to party. You want to wear fancy clothes. This book gets rid of that urge. And it replaces with something that's free and a lot cheaper. And therefore makes retirement planning a lot easier. Because tons of retirement books written where it's like, here's the math. Here's what you got to throw in. Da, da, da. This goes through human psychology, evolution, love, your fellow man, blah, blah, blah. And why things are stupid. So if you're there, and I know, heck, I got a buddy. I even pick on him. I call him up once every 6 months because he'll get like this mini midlife crisis because he makes a lot of money, $250,000 a year. House is almost paid off. Dude, I found this new Harley and it's got the thing and the bling and the flash and the cash. I'm like, how much? $35,000. No. Well, come on, like he tries to look. I can do it. I can finance it. Like no, but I said, look, get a Honda, used Honda for a fifth, for a seventh of the cost, with some miles on it, and you won't have any problem. Yeah, but it's got this. And I no, all right, you're right, dude. There's this Cadillac Escalade I really wanted. Come on, I make the money. I can have like, did you have your house paid off? No. So if you spent that much money on the Cadillac Escalade, that $50,000, yeah, wouldn't that put your daughter through college? Yeah, I suppose it would. Oh, so you love a car more than you love the future of your daughter. He's so easy to pat down. He's so easy. Get your ass back over there. Pay off your fucking house. And he could. He's the perfectly qualified individual. He of all the people that would legitimately afford a luxury car, this guy is one of them that could do it. It wouldn't be leased. It wouldn't be this. It wouldn't be that. But I just, you could just, oh, he's so easy. It's like, oh, so you don't love your kid. Oh, you don't love your wife. No, that's all right, man. If you don't have cryptocurrency or 401k, that's fine. You know, I'm sure that Cadillac will come in real handy in the next great recession. Maybe you guys can live in it when, you know. All right, okay. Anyway, so Paul Richards' retirement gets rid of that financial desire. And you look at everybody's financial problems. If you ever listen to the Dave Ramsey show, who's a much nicer version of Asshole Consulting, and he doesn't curse. Everyone gets into trouble by buying nice shit they can't afford. And they don't need. And that's the key thing. They don't need. And everybody, oh, don't buy stuff you can't afford. Don't buy stuff. Oh, materialism. Everyone slams on materialism. No one drills down in the human psychology. It's okay, why is materialism so ingrained in our psychology? And I go in with the scalpel and I remove it from your brain. And I'm like, you are free. It's like I remove that green earth or alien creature from people's heads in Futurama. That's me. I just, bloop. Okay, now go be free. What do I do? I don't know. Frankly, darling, I don't give a damn. And if you've read all of these books anyway, please review them online. I'd appreciate that very much. Curse the High IQ. So I think it got into the hands of some lefties because I've gotten a bunch of 1-star reviews recently. So if you guys would go over there and give it some 5-star reviews or some reviews that are honest, that would be good. People can read through it. This guy's a dick. That was literally one of the reviews. This guy's a jerk. I'm like, really? That's your argument? Apparently you've never been to Asshole Consulting. Then we have 2 other books, Run, Guts, Pull Cones and Pushing Rubber Downhill by our good friend Adam Piggott, who is taking a sabbatical and enjoying his life. I forgot I was going to podcast with him this past weekend, but then I had to get wood for winter instead and split that and almost pull my back doing it. But 2 books, Run, Guts, Pull Cones and Pushing Rubber Downhill. Pushing Rubber Downhill is also the name of his website, so you can read his posts and his podcast, pushingrubberdownhill.com. And then we have the League of Extraordinary Podcasters, 405media.com, Financial Survival Network, Canto Talk, Silvio Canto, O'Shea Jackson over on YouTube, Economic Invincibility, Jim Fear, 138.blogspot.com, TJ Martinell with his shitty house up in the Cascades, Small Scale Life, where he tells you about what he's going to tell you, then he tells you. World-class bullshitters. Oh, I got to binge on those guys. See, I save O'Shea Jackson for when I drive, because I go down south for winter all the time. And I say, I got to take a truck. I got to take my vehicle. So I say, I binge on O'Shea Jackson when I go down, and then when I drive back. World-class bullshitters I haven't listened to in a while, too. I should listen to him. Rich Cooper, Entrepreneurs in Cars on YouTube. MichaelKingswood.com/RSS. Or you just go to noncommunistsciencefiction.com. Check him out. Dr. David Perodin, the safety doc. You can find him at safetyphd.com. And that's it. You know what? I'm going to hit the can. Want you guys in the chat room entertain yourself. I'll be back. Anybody ask where I am? I'm peeing. Today's a running day. Gotta go and run. All right, let's go. Let's go to the chat room. Let's go see. Hang on, where did that go? All right. Darn it. All right. Steve Ochoa, 20 Mexican pesos. Go fund me to get Cappy to watch Doctor Strange. What's a fucking Mexican? What's that? Hang on. What is that? 30 cents? I think it's 7 to 1. Mexican peso. USD. 5 cents. Good Christ, is it that low already? 5 cents for each peso? Why do you have people? Not you. It is not to criticize you, Steve, but it's just like, why do these countries? I remember Korea was like 3,000 won. This is South Korea, the successful country. It was like 3,000 won to $1 US. I was like, dude, who uses a won? 1 won. What do you buy with 1 won? It's like just reprint off a new currency. 0.05. 20. That's $1. You give me $1. I'll watch it. Rita. Oh, there's Rita. Why do I picture her as this nice lady? This nice old grandma lady or a motherly type of lady. She gave $2. She says, have a nice day. Well, thank you, Rita. I appreciate it. And then, well, that's it. That's it for the super chats. Thanks, guys. I'll go buy my jacuzzi right now. What do we want to do? Where did it go? I had something from yesterday. Speaking of Google, Google employees to walk out to protest treatment of women. I'm getting so tired of this. Oh, shoot. I had another sponsor. You know what? I'll read this article, then I'll go over the sponsor because I have it on the older brother sponsor list, not this one. Hundreds of Google engineers and other workers are expected to walk off the job Thursday morning to protest the internet company's lenient treatment of executives accused of sexual misconduct. Accused? How about guilty of? Should we start there? It's a witch hunt. This is the problem. Half the population, called women, especially under the age of 40, are now leading to believe that normal male behavior is a fireable offense or something to report. You throw in this mentality that they're all victims and men are just these evil, bad people. Men have been made to be the enemy of women in these girls' minds. And now anything men do of a male nature, and I want to know what this guy, he's accused. Guess we can just simply accuse now. We don't have to prove, as proven by the Blasey Ford. This is the latest expression of a tiring backlash against men's exploitation of female subordinates in the business, entertainment, and politics. In Silicon Valley, women are also becoming fed up with the male-dominated composition of the technology industry's workforce. Well, why don't you girls major in computer engineering or computer science then? All you girls do is complain. That's it. I've been on this planet 43 years. Started going to school when I was 5. And starting as early as the first grade, I can remember, all you girls do is complain. This is now 30-odd years, 37 years of complaining. And I'm not going to live the remainder of my life saying, well, maybe we just... No, you girls want to complain. Now, sometimes there's legitimate complaints, but now that you women have cried wolf and cried rape or cried sexual assault so many times, it proves to me that, there may be one legitimate complaint in 100. How are we going to suss that out? But it's very clear to me all you want to do is complain. None of you want to work hard. None of you want to go and become engineers. And there are a few, I can't say none, there are some. Again, the smartest person I know is a woman with a doctorate in electrical engineering. She will blow you out of the water. But for you rank and file, knock it off. Just knock it off. You're not oppressed. You're not discriminated against. If anything, the world bends over backwards for you. And it's kind of like this argument. It's like nobody learns unless they pay a price. Nobody learns in response to kindness. People only learn unless there's pain and agony. It makes me wonder if the Muslims don't have it right, making you girls wear a bunch of burqas, because being nice to you doesn't work. Being the nice guy never works. You just take more and more and more. And it's not even take. It's finding things increasingly petty and minor. You get everything you want. You don't have anything to bitch and whine about. Now you're going to go find something even pettier to bitch and whine about. The Google protest build, Walkout for Real Change, is unfolding a week after a New York Times story. Yeah, lying rag that it is. Detailed allegations, proven or not, of sexual misconduct about creator of its Android software, Andy Rubin. The report said Rubin received a $90 million severance package in 2014, even though Google concluded the sexual misconduct allegations against him were credible. Okay, so he got fired. Maybe that was written in his thing that he got the severance package. Shoot, if I was negotiating with Google, I'd be like, yeah, you're going to pay me a lot of money. I don't care what I do. Well, they found out it was credible. Good. And they fired him. You guys are just upset that he had a good package. He negotiated that up front. Rubin derided Times story article as inaccurate and denied the allegations in a tweet. Okay, so he denies it. So nobody knows what happened for sure. But, hey, we're going to throw a protest. The same story also disclosed allegations of sexual misconduct of other executives, including Richard Duvall, a director at the same Google-affiliated lab that created far-flung projects such as self-driving cars and internet beaming balloons. Duvall had remained at the X-Lab after the allegations of sexual misconduct. You want to know why? Because he has the skills. And their allegations. Oh my God, he stayed there after somebody made something up potentially? How dare we prove somebody's guilty first, huh? Served for Obama a few years ago, but he resigned Tuesday without severance, Google confirmed Wednesday. All right, then maybe it was true. Google CEO Sundar Pichai apologized for the company's past actions in an email sent to employees Tuesday. I understand the anger and disappointment that many of you feel. Pichai wrote, I feel it as well, and I am fully committed to making progress on an issue that has persisted for far too long in our society, and yes, here at Google too. The email didn't mention the reported incidents involving Rubin, Duvall, or anyone else, but Pichai didn't dispute anything in the Times story. In an email last week, Pichai and Eileen Naughton, Google's executive in charge of personnel issues. Well, I got to see what this guy looks like. Why work at these places? Why? Eileen Naughton. Oh, yeah. Do you have to fit the script? Just once, I'd like my stereotyping, my assumption to be wrong. Just once. Okay. sought to reassure workers that the company had cracked down on sexual misconduct since Rubin's departure 4 years ago. Among other things, Pachai and Knight. See, now they've already took actions 4 years ago. This happened 3 years ago, 5 years ago. And now today we're protesting. Google had fired 48 employees, including 13 senior managers, for sexual harassment in recent years without giving any of them severance packages. But Thursday's walkout could signal that a significant number of the 48 out of 94,000, that's how many they got? What is that percentage-wise? 48. Well, let's just say it's 60 because there was the other 12. 60 divided by 94,000. God, it's so small. The calculator's going to the minus fourth power. That's less than 1/10 of 1/6 of 2 is hundreds, 3, 6 10,000ths. Is that what it is? 6 10,000ths. Like, I guess that is what it is. 6 10,000. Yeah, you look at the numbers there. That's the number of people. I guess they didn't fire enough, right? This is not an epidemic when 6 10,000ths of the people are fired for sexual harassment. But Thursday's workout could signal that a significant number of the 94,000 employees working for Google and its corporate parent Alphabet remain unconvinced the company is doing enough to adhere to Alphabet's own edict, urging all employees to do the right thing. A Silicon Valley congresswoman tweeted her support of the Google walkout using the MeToo hashtag that has become a battle cry for women fighting sexual misconduct. Why do they think it's okay to reward perpetrators and further violate victims? Asked. I want to know, one, what these people were accused of. 2, did it happen? You understand it's insane. I wrote an article, Why Women Should Lead Corporate America. It's over on LinkedIn. Look it up. And the reason I think women should lead corporate America is because not only have they worked hard for it, and this is what they want. I argue that the future of corporate America is not where you want to be. I don't think it has a future. It has economies to scales. It has efficiency. It has largesse. It has access to capital markets. But its people are becoming increasingly corrupt, like a cancer cell. It's becoming cancerous. Every entity has cancerous cells. There's no entity out there, government institution, employers, whatever, nonprofits, that doesn't have bad people all over the place. But when you have a critical mass of people that are co-opted on the cellular level, your company's performance is going to start to suffer. And forget company performance. What about just working there and not? I always say, yeah, work is work. You go there. Who cares? Let it roll off your back. But if it's an insane asylum, if it's a nut house, it's where we're going to all walk out because of accusations, or not. Look, you know what? The world isn't perfect, and I'd argue 6 10,000ths is not exactly. I mean, that's pretty good, actually. Yes, bad things are going to happen. I could walk out, slip, and break my leg. I don't say we need a government. I'm going to walk out on my own self. So, oh my God, until I'm safe, until I don't slip on leaves, I'm not. This is a pretty good ratio. 6 out of 10,000. I think that makes sigma 6. Is that it? 6 sigma? Maybe not. I mean, what are you guys going for? The enemy of perfect. I'm sorry. The enemy of good is perfect, and you guys are definitely in the pursuit of this unattainable goal of this perfect world where men don't hit on women. The most powerful force in the universe, more powerful than gravity itself, men's sexual attraction. Men have behaved themselves incredibly well if it's only 6 and 10,000. And I'm not excusing, no, you shouldn't be harassed. You shouldn't be bothered. Men should know better by now. Holy shit, should you, man? But what granular, petty, minor level of offense are we going to file complaints? How far is this witch hunt? Are you going to eradicate it all? Because you're going to eradicate the company in the process. And this is what I'm arguing when it comes to corporate America. This is standard. This isn't just Google. Maybe it's turned up to 11 because it's San Francisco and Silicon Valley and it's a leftist institute. All right, fine. But this is every major employer now. The new corporate strategy is virtue signaling and diversity. That's all they're using. The government has laid down the infrastructure. I wrote a great detail about this. The government has laid down the infrastructure. The government has created a new religion. It's leftism and all its various sub-religions within it, environmentalism, feminism, diversity, all that. And this is exactly what the companies are marketing after. That's their new strategy. The government invested trillions over 3 generations to get people to believe in some kind of socialism. And now we're going green. We appreciate women's empowerment, diversity, blah, blah, blah. And you know what? Even that could be fun. You want a niche market, that's okay. But when you start hiring people based on the color of their skin and their plumbing downstairs and not the content of their character, you can expect your performance to suffer, or at least for it to become an insane asylum. Where, what is it? Brendan Ike left the guy created, what did he create? It wasn't Oracle. That's Ellison. Who was Brendan Ike created this program. This other guy, this Rumen guy, created the Android programming and software. These people who have the skill, they're like, no, I'm done. I'm done. No, I'm going to be male. I'm not going to go and harass ladies. And I'm done. I'm not working in this boat no more. You lose those guys. You're going to lose guys who are sane. You're going to lose women who are sane. Like, yeah, you know what? And then all you're going to have is a bunch of social justice warriors. And last I checked, social justice warriors don't do anything except complain. They don't contribute to GDP. Spear, who represents an affluent district where many of Google's employees live. Blah, 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 blah. I just don't work for corporate America, guys. Gals too. No reason to work there. Where would you rather be, ladies? Would you rather just be at home, taking care of some little kids, maybe making some muffins for your husband when he comes back? Or do you want to commute an hour each way, dealing with drama, having to go to women's empowerment center, complaining about men? Oh, yeah, hang on. Related. I'll find it. The Pence Principle. Okay, guys, I finished it. I got to write it in no time and all that. Please read that. It's an essay. It's not really a book. And even he admits it. It's basically how to follow Mike Pence's principle of you don't dine with women alone. You don't have women in your office without the door open or a witness. And I would love nothing more than to see this happen. Like widespread, like, nope, I do not sit in a room with a woman by myself anymore. I even goes into dating where it's like, yeah, you should get a body cam. It's gotten that bad. And he uses the Kavanaugh Ford debacle to say, look, you could just make a false accusation 36 years old. And he makes the point, that's coming from a baby boomer. Ford is a baby boomer. What the fuck are millennial women going to do 30 years from now? Holy shit. There was an article that a gal was filing, hang on, maybe I could find it. Files complaint. Stood her up for date. There's a gal that went to Vegas. Here's articles, women suing over prom dates. I can't remember it, but I did read it, and this did happen. There's a woman suing a band member, quite a famous band member, for him standing her up at a hotel in Vegas in like 1983. He said he'd meet her at the hotel, and he didn't. And she showed up at the hotel, and she didn't have the money to stay at a hotel. Why you're going to Vegas without money to stay at a hotel, I don't know. And this woman, like decades later, is trying to sue this guy. That's baby boomers. What the fuck are millennial women going to do? How you got an army of women that are trained to be professional victims. What are they going to pull out from the past? In the 8th grade, Bobby Bobson felt my ass when we were doing the 8th grade waddle in the 8th grade dance. Now, Bobby Bobson is trying to run for, oh, Lord knows what. Bobby Bobson was running for dog catcher. Oh, Bobby Bobson copped a feel in 1992, and Amy Jones. Investigations, dirty, 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 dirty. And the book is basically, look, inoculate yourself now. Here's what you got. And he, oh God, he goes over feminism, psychology, probably better than I could. He talks about like, hey, look, they're mutilating their bodies. What do you think they're going to do 30 years from now? Here's what you got to do. And, you know, body cams, and he paints this picture of like, you got a stack of release forms by your bed, and like, yeah, no, if we're going to have sex, you're going to sign that, and we're going to film this, and you're going to give me a date. And you're like, well, that seems a bit extreme. Then he cites like Mattress Girl and all these fake rape accusations and the Virginia Rolling Stones. You're like, oh yeah, it is that insane. It has gotten that insane. Anyway, Pence Principle, you can find it on Amazon, paperback and Kindle. It's a good short read. But I honestly, that's got to get into every boy's hand at the age of 16. I think. Well, shit. Well, how old was Kavanaugh when he was the guy was 15? Jesus Christ! And that Kudlow or Bardlow guy who's running, the gay guy came out, said he called them nasty names in high school. My God, you gotta get it in middle school now. Oh, all right. Do I want to talk about GQ? I don't. I just want to point out there's a gal that said something stupid and she writes for GQ. And I only had a question. GQ stands for Gentlemen's Quarterly. But the people that are making headlines, all these feminists and social justice, all female writers. And I'm kind of like, why are a bunch of female writers writing for GQ? And I was going to highlight, maybe I'll look into it later. I don't feel like going over it now. YouTube monetization. I don't want to go into this. There's an article. I was listening to the Beckloff. He was talking about how his new old site, or the old news site, is no longer qualified for monetization because of duplication. And dealing with it is like dealing with a bipolar woman. I want to go into YouTube being a bipolar woman. If you ever dated one, it's like that. We'll do that next week. I don't want to. All right, what else we got here? There's Rita's donation. No super chats. Awesome. All right, I can go run. That's it for the Clarey Podcast. You guys know all the sponsors and the things and the stuff. Go check them out. Buy books, share, like, subscribe. That's about it. We'll see you guys later. Toodles.